Hey guys, very quickly before the video starts, if you are interested in getting coaching with me, you can find that down in the description below. Add me on Discord, message me, and we'll talk about how I can significantly improve your overall Valorant skill, both mechanically and in other ways. So you can ask me some questions there, we can schedule a session, and enjoy the video, guys. Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you some really nice angles to play on defense split. Also teach you a little bit about how to counter these angles on attack. But a lot of these angles you either probably haven't heard of, or you maybe just know about but haven't really used because you didn't think they're that good. So let's go ahead and start. This is A site. We're defending from ramps. This is called ramps. And basically, guys, they reworked A main. I'll go ahead and show you this little ramp they added. Doesn't really matter too much for what I'm going to show you. Just thought it was worth mentioning. So the typical angle that we hold here, that you see people holding like this, is just like this, right? So either somewhere here or just out in the open, looking to fight. This is okay to do in later scenarios, but not really that great whenever it's at the start of the round, because if you think about it, whenever you are attacking, you usually swing here with like 5 people, so you might kill one as a defender, but you're probably never going to get more than one unless you already threw a nade or you have some other plan or something, like you're bidding for a teammate or something like that. So one of my favorite alternative angles to get to here is to try to cross here at the very start of the round. And so once the barrier drops, you can take a step even, because you can actually run without making noise. See that for a second? See how I'm running right now? I'm not pressing shift, I'm running without making a step. So you can do it like this without making a step and then walk across to here. Now this angle, you don't want to sit so hard in the corner like this, because then you can't see. The advantage of this is you can actually see, right? You can see them before they come out, and that's really valuable. So enemies are going to be clearing like this. They might kind of look up like this, but by the time, if they decide that they want to walk out, they're probably not going to walk out like this, right? They're probably going to walk out like this, looking somewhere like this, right? And so this is when you can shoot them, or you can wait and then kind of see if there's any more by jiggling and then just start shooting them all. And so that's why this spot's really good. Now there are some more spots. I want to show you this one. This is another spot you can play instead of just like close ramps. A lot of people will play like right here. Or sometimes I'll play like right here, but this spot right here is really good because, again, whenever they come up ramp, it's going to be super nice because most people don't place their crosshair like this. Most people are going to be like going like this or something, and then when they realize that you're right there, they have to hit a crazy flick onto your head because you're this much elevated, which is going to be make it difficult for them to actually kill you. Now guys, moving on, I know you want all the good angles, so another way that people typically play this, this is less common, but this is still common for duelists to do, is they'll just peek like this, aggressive. And so a problem with this is that, again, you're going to be peeking sometimes into a lot of people. So if you have this chance to walk across here, obviously if they are here, you can't do this. But let's say like they're just kind of waiting, or you think they might come rotate A late. You can walk to this position here, and this is probably my favorite spot in all of Split, or not all of Split, but in all of A site. And this is because people, even in Immortal, don't clear this. People in Radiant will probably always be clearing this. Not always, definitely not always, because it's not super expected. But that's why I really like this spot. It's not very easy to get into. One thing you do need to worry about is, well, of course, getting flashed here, but you're probably not going to get flashed. Make sure you're not getting flanked from mid. Make sure your team has mid, or else you might die here. But the idea is that they're going to be running up, and a lot of the time, I always try to clear this because I know that someone could be sitting there. So the idea is that they're going to be walking up, and they just don't see you. And this happens. This does happen quite often. Not all the time, not every time. But usually they're gonna be walking up, and you can just win rounds because of it. At the very least, you can get 1 or 2 kills. Obviously if you die you get 1 kill. That's not the best for defense, but it's still not bad, so I would highly recommend kind of experimenting with this angle. And yeah guys, those are the 2 main angles that you can hold aggressively on this map. And so again, this spot would be better than here, just because you can jiggle this, but then if you hear them you want to run back, because if there's like 5, you can't really take that fight unless you have an op, or unless you just want to take the fight because maybe you have Razor or something. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and move around the map. So now we're going to be talking about holding a mid push from B Heaven or from Vents. And so this, there's often a lot of difficulty in holding mid for some people. Now Split is a defense sided map, but sometimes it is hard to defend anyway, because there's often so much pressure being put in mid, and so defending it can seem like a difficulty. But a typical way that people hold this is going to be like this, and you might just wait for them, and you might just stand up here somewhere, wait for them to run up, which is, again, it's okay, it's not bad. Another angle might just be for you to swing here, or for you to hold this angle here, which these are, again, not bad. These are kind of aggressive. But the reason this is bad is just, again, because if they run up at us, we get flashed, we get dogged. If one swings, there might be another one right behind them that swings, and then it's going to be really difficult for us to capitalize on all those kills. So my favorite spot is going to be right here. Now this spot is, it might seem like you're kind of trapping yourself, which you kind of are. But again, this is something that's not always expected or cleared. Now it's going to be cleared most of the time, but it's not really always expected. So you can get some pretty free kills here. Again, ask yourself, do you guys or do people in your rank walk up and clear like this, right? Some of you probably actually do, but a lot of you might not actually clear this spot. And so trust me, this spot is actually really good, especially if you're on Arena or a Jet. If you're on Raze, you can do something like this, go for a kill, and then like satchel across. It might be a little dangerous. You can also have someone smoke you off or someone back you up from here, and you guys can just fight on them. But a lot of the time they're going to be running up, and you can, by the time that they realize that you're here, it's already kind of late, and you can get like 2 or 3 and like spray them down, right? And that's where the Phantom might come in handy. So another one of my favorite spots is right here. Instead of peeking mid, we can play this spot, and I typically only play this spot if I really think they're going to be pushing mid, because this spot is definitely something that people check pretty often, but you don't always see people check it, right? You're not always clearing like this, and so it's something that's often worth playing, unless you know you're gonna get like naded or like dogged or something, because then you're kind of just screwed. This might be better with the shotgun or a Phantom. I often play this spot with a Judge or a Shorty, but only play that spot really if you think they're going to be hard rushing mid and your team can't really hold it, because this is a really good way to shut them down pretty quickly. Now another angle that I can show you guys here is people like to hold this angle here, especially with like a Marshall or an Op, which is completely fine. But if you have a Vandal, again, we run into the same problems. You don't know if there's going to be people here flashing you, running out quickly and sprinting at you. So if you have an Op or a Marshall, by all means hold this. But if you don't, my preferred angle is, again, kind of off to the side here. And we're basically just listening for info, and hopefully, again, our team is either having walled somehow, or they're watching it. So we don't need to be watching mid at all times, because that's not really ideal. So we're just kind of listening. We're not making noise. We're not throwing abilities. Here you can even watch the jump up here, and then you kill one, and then like try to get out. You can probably do that safer as well. Like kill one and then satchel, or of course if you get a kill, you can just dismiss or dash as Razor or as Reyna or Jet. But here we're just waiting. Oftentimes you're going to get smoked off, or if you get walled, you want to instantly break the wall no matter what. If you hear the smoke, you might simply walk into the smoke and kind of not necessarily run out, but if you hear them all running up, there's a good chance no one's actually watching the smoke walk through, because I've paid attention to this before. Sometimes someone religiously watches the smoke here, but a lot of the time, most of the time, people don't even watch it, and you can get away with this. And a lot of the time, someone will actually just walk right into vents and not check the side, because again, how often do you come into here thinking there's going to be someone on the side? And that's why this angle is really so good. It's also just good for getting information. Now guys, I'll be moving on to B and giving you some of my favorite spots from there. Also, let's go over one more here. So I really like this spot right here. This is just Raptors, and the only thing you need to be aware of here is make sure you're not getting pushed from B main. You can hold right here. You can also hold on the rope, which I don't really do that much, but I do see people doing that, and that definitely catches me off guard whenever someone's like this, and then they just, you know. So that's definitely another spot. I like this spot here. This is really good. I already said that. You can also fight like this. This is good for even whenever you're attacking and you've already pushed. You can defend like this, or you can defend just further back from here and then kind of fall back, right? Now I'm going to be showing you spots that I like to play for B site. Now I don't always play B site. I actually rarely play B site. I'll typically only play B if my team cannot hold it, or if I feel like they're going to go B and I can capitalize on them pushing B. So what we like to do here is, a lot of people like to jiggle this or even just hold this angle. This is completely fine, but again, this is predictable. This whole video is really just about showing you guys spots that you probably didn't know about before that are just kind of nice. So a lot of people will jiggle peek this, a lot of people will jump peek it, just kind of see if they can catch anyone. This is completely fine, especially if you're like a sentinel and you don't want to take fights straight away. So I would not recommend this spot, just because again, whenever someone swings this corner, what are they looking at? They're looking directly right here. This is what they're looking at 100% of the time. So one of my basically my favorite spot here is going to be right here. Now I actually did have a game on Split yesterday where everyone on their team was shooting through this, and I got killjoy ulted, and I got sage slowed, and I got raise naded. But to be honest with you, this is pretty rare. Even in my rank, this is extremely rare. That's like the only time I can actually remember that I've died through this box or by getting naded. Even if you get naded, the killjoy ult also doesn't reach all the way back here. So you can just kind of chill right here. I would not recommend hiding up against the wall. I would recommend coming out at an angle, because if you come out at an angle, then you're not as likely to get spammed through the wall. And also make sure someone has your mid, right? This is always going to be a problem if you don't have mid control. But basically what's going to happen is they're going to run up, and a lot of them are not even going to be clearing you. A lot of them are just going to run up and look over this way. Because, again, think how many times do you walk up here like this and instantly kill this corner? You should, but you probably don't always. And people in your rank, you're probably aware, they also probably do not do that. Now, it's important here and important in a lot of these spots to have some kind of trigger discipline, meaning as soon as you see like someone's gun, don't start like spamming. Try to be patient. Don't take your hands off your keyboard, but just try to be patient. Let them run up, let someone start planting, and then let them turn around, look at you, and then kill him, and then kill like 2 more. And this is completely extremely good if you can do that. Now, if someone does run out and wide clears you, and they're looking directly at you, then you can obviously kill them, and then you can maybe kill one ult, and then kill like 3 more or something, right? But, you know, this spot's really good. This is sort of a one and done spot. You can play it once, twice, or even 3 times if the enemies you think you can just get away with doing that. Now, another one of my favorite spots here is you can peek up here, but I don't recommend doing this super often. You can do this just to push up. But I do like this spot up here, and of course you can't get up here as Rana, but you can get up here as Jet, Raze, and a few other characters like Omen. So Sage if you want to be like that. But you can come up here, because again, how many people are going to clear this? I like this spot. I don't play B a whole lot. I like to take fights toward mid or A if I do. Or you can fight B main as well, but again, this video is just about showing you really good spots that you probably didn't know about. You might have even known about this, you just might not use it. Again, people walk up. I've had someone try to lurk out like this, just walk out without even clearing the spot. It happens all the time. People are for some reason just kind of allergic to clearing this angle. Maybe it's because it's kind of weird, but you always have to kind of glance up there just to make sure no one's there. And if there are and they kill you, at least you now know. But yeah, make sure you clear that. Make sure you play up here and make sure you try it. So again, you could play up here 1 round, and then next round come all the way back here, and they're still equally as unexpected, and that's 2 free rounds if they don't like hard clear you or drone you or something. And another spot that I was you can play up here. This is pretty good. This is also semi-common, but another spot that I was thinking of earlier is you can play like right here. This is not the greatest. This is okay if you have someone already like on site somewhere and they're kind of taking the aggro. And also it's good if they don't put a wall down instantly. Also, if they ever do wall this, make sure that you immediately break it. And oftentimes you can even consider like running through, ask your team to smoke this and then run through. That's an alternative as long as your team is ready and with you. And yeah, guys, this is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know which map you want me to do this for next, and I'll be glad to show you my favorite angles I think can really benefit you guys. Again, all these angles are really strong, and especially if you use them in the right scenario and you have a little bit of trigger discipline. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.